Let's go. Let's go. Good boy. Go. Good. Good job. Good boy. Release. Yes. Nicely done. Yes. 3. Good boy. 3. That's a good job. 6. No. Good. That's all right. As long as he's in a sit, I don't care if he watches. Yes. He can watch. So, these 2 dogs over in the dog. I'm letting him watch them. I'm going to record him periodically. Probably a little soon, like quicker than I am right now. Now that I'm explaining this, yes. But he's still in the same. And that's what you gotta remember. Let him watch the other dogs. But he's gotta remain in that set while he does. Free. So I just freed him. He's allowed to get up. He's allowed to get up because I freed him. Yes, good boy. But I wouldn't, if he opens his mouth, if he starts reacting, barking at them, I'm going to tell him, yes. You're all right. So he's not taking the treat. Good boy. So I'm just going to tell him he's good. Good boy. You're fine. I know. Something banged back there, huh? Good boy. Good job. Good boy. So he's too distracted to take treats. That's why when I was walking him, I was just saying that he was good. Because a lot of times while I'm walking with him, he's not taking the rewards. So I just say good and encourage him that way. Good boy. So he's too distracted. But he's not going to eat treats, but he's still remaining in this set, which is a good behavior. Now I do have that transitional leash on his nose. And yesterday, Frey, good boy. And yesterday, he did not have the transitional leash on. And depending on the dog that was walking out, sometimes he'd carry on and he'd try and pull towards that dog. But I was stepping on the leash. And when I say stepping on the leash, so I know he's facing his back to the camera, but let me just move this a little bit and angle this down so you can see. So I'm going to actually step on the leash here so it's not taut. Okay? There's slack in it. So if he does try to pull, he's going to correct himself. Now the other thing is too, is that if I'm doing anything else, other than the leash walking, that nose piece is on him. For anything else, like right now, we put him in a sit. But if I was working on him with a sit and I know a dog is going to walk past, I'll take that nose piece off, because if he does start to pull, and as I'm stepping on the leash, and he does try and pull, and I'm not correcting him, I'm not saying no, he's doing all the correcting himself when he's doing that. So if he's pulling and barking, carrying on, trying to get to a dog, or person and he has that nose piece on, what can happen is he can actually desensitize the pressure point that's across his nose. So the pressure point on his nose is a calming pressure point. So it actually calms him down. But if he pulls and he puts pressure on that, and he's always doing that, and it's just going to desensitize it, and it won't work. So just to keep in mind that when we use that transitional leash, that nose piece comes off unless you're doing leash walking, then that nose piece gets put back on. So for the sit, the down, the place, I did place with him with it on here, but I knew I wasn't going to be correcting him because he's so good at the place. So he just did really well with that. Alright? He's a good boy. So I'm going to do a down position with him, but I'm going to take that nose piece off. Okay? And I just turn it right into a slip leash. There. Free? Good boy. So in my last video of him, he was still kind of luring with treats to get him into the down. So I'm going to try and steer away from that. Let's see what happens. He's going to sit. Good boy. Chino down. Yes. So you saw how I used my foot? I put very little pressure on that leash to get him down. I still pointed to it. And we got to fade out that pointing. Because eventually, I should be able to stand straight up. Yes. I should be able to stand straight up and tell him to do it down. And he just goes right to that down without me bending over. Free. Good boy. Let's see if we can do it while he's standing. So this is a little different. Let's see how he does. Down. He still wants to go into that sit primarily. Ideally, when he's standing, he should just kind of go into like as an accordion. Free, but he is doing it, which I'm very pleased with. Good boy. Good boy.